Now, what we've got here, according to my definition of median, it says that a median is a line segment that connects a vertex. First of all, we need to understand what's a vertex. We've talked about this before when we did angle. What is a vertex? Anybody remember what a vertex is? Well, the vertex is the corner here. It's where the two lines meet to form that angle. So you got how many vertexes here? 3. You got one right here, you got one right here, and you got a vertex up here. So you've got 3 vertexes in this problem because you've got 3 angles. So your angle and your vertex is pretty much the same thing. So it's going to be starting at the vertex or the angle, okay? So it's going to connect your angle to the midpoint of the opposite side. Now, what's the midpoint? The middle of the other side. So I'm going to draw a line that connects my angle or my vertex to the middle of the opposite side. So that's what I'm going to do. So it does not matter which one I do. So I'm just going to do this one at the top. So I'm going to draw a line straight down here.
What about here?
Yeah, you can. So my median is this line. It connects my angle or my vertex, okay, to the midpoint, okay. Remember, here's my midpoint, or the middle of the other side. So my vertex is the angle, the midpoint is the middle of the other side. So that's what I wrote in here. So the vertex is my angle, the midpoint is the middle of the other side. Now, if it is the middle of the other side, what does it do to this line then? If that midpoint is in the very middle, what does it do to this line here? Huh? This line right here. The midpoint does what? We've had this before. Midpoint cuts it in half. So the midpoint cuts this line in half. So this piece is going to be equal to this piece. So I know now that this is going to be equal to this. So if this is 5, this is 5. If this is 27, that's 27. Pay attention this way. So, when you draw that median, it's going to immediately cut that opposite side in half. 2 equal pieces. So, any questions about the median? Before we move on to the centroid. Okay. Now, in the centroid, in the centroid. The centroid is the point at which all three medians intersect. So the centroid is the point at which all three medians intersect. So when you're finished with that, draw another triangle. And I'm going to show you what the centroid is. Because the centroid is mainly what we're going to be using. We're going to have medians, but the centroid is going to be the center here. So I'm going to draw another triangle. Does not matter how big, how small. And I'm going to show you the point at which all three medians intersect. Most of the time, your vertex is going to be with a triangle. That's usually when you're going to hear it. I doubt you're ever going to hear it again if you deal with a, square or rectangle, anything like that. Most of the time, when they say vertex, they're dealing with a triangle. Okay, so you have already drawn a triangle on your paper. Now, I'm going to show you the point at which all three medians intersect. So we're going to do exactly what we did up there on the median. So I'm going to go back to my triangle. And this is where I told you could get 3 different colors. If you've only got 2 colors, then you can use your pencil for one of them. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a median from every angle. One from every vertex. And you should see where they intersect. So I'm going to draw the one from the top, just like we did a while ago. So draw the one from the top. So I've already drawn this one. Now again, I know that when I draw this, it's already cut those 2 pieces in half. So I know those 2 are congruent. Now, I'm going to swap and get a different color. And I'm going to draw one from this corner. So I'm now going to draw a median from this corner. So now I'm going to come from this vertex. And I'm going to draw one over here. Just like this. So now I know again that when I draw this blue line, it has now cut this side into 2 equal pieces. Now we're going to do it one more time, coming from the other one. So now I'm going to draw it one more time, coming from this vertex. So now I'm going to draw one more, coming from here. So I'm going to draw one more, and hope that it lines up the way I want it to. It's usually when I turn it.
I get another color you created.
Huh?
I get another color you
So I should have something that looks like this. Huh? Half time I don't hear anything when I'm talking. So y'all are gonna have to tell me if somebody's in the door. I told them I don't hear when I'm talking. So they're gonna have to say, hey, Miss Sullivan, you're ignoring somebody. Okay. So everybody's got this drawn. One more time, we know that this has cut this into two equal pieces. Now, you will notice that I have put different marks on each side. Make sure you understand, all the sides are not equal. These two pieces are equal, these two pieces are equal, and these two pieces are equal. At no point did I ever say that every side is equal. So this piece is not equal to this piece. This piece is not equal to this piece. And half of you are not paying attention to me as I'm talking right now. And so you're going to assume that every piece is congruent. I didn't say that. They all have different marks. Only the ones that have the same marks are congruent or equal. Okay? So the 2 3s are equal, the 2s are equal, and the 1s are equal. At no point is a 3 equal to a 1. Okay? So do not assume that. Every piece is going to be different unless it has the same mark. Okay? Now, after we've drawn this, where did I tell you the centroid was? In the middle. It is the point where all 3 of these touch. So your centroid is right here. It is the center. So your centroid is the point where all 3 of those touch or intersect each other. Can you go and answer her question? So, does that make sense? Centroid, center, it's all the same thing. Now, this is mainly what we're going to deal with today. Ours are going to be dealing with either 2 or 3 medians. You are going to have the centroid, and your job is going to be to find some missing pieces. So if I tell you some of the triangle, can you find other pieces? That's what's going to happen.
Will it always be set up like that, or will it be switched around?
What do you mean? Now the triangle may be turned or different shapes, but it's pretty much going to be the same setup, no matter how it's turned or anything. Now they may only have 2 lines drawn instead of 3, but most of the time it's going to have at least 2 lines. And your centroid is still going to be in the middle there between those 2.
I wasn't worried about like the lines on the shape or whatever. I was just trying to see like when they were going across, like the center point there.
Yeah, your center point is still going to be there. If it's got 2 lines, that center point is still going to be there. If it's got 3, that center point is still going to be there. It's going to be there regardless of how many lines you got. Now, the only time it's not going to be there is if you have just 1 line. Okay, because it's going to be there when you have lines that intersect.
I was just trying to make
Yeah. Okay. So, any questions before we actually do some of these? Okay. Now, before we actually get started, started, I'm going to give you the forms that we're going to use. Now, don't panic because most of your calculators will do the fractions for you, if you pay attention and do them the way I tell you. So, write these two down. Then I will explain everything. So we have longer equals 2/3 times the whole, and we have shorter equals 1/3 times the whole. So write that down. That is what we're fixing to use. And like I said, your calculator will do these. It works on every one of those that I handed you. Works with the red, the blue, and the green. If you will pay attention as I do them. Okay, has everybody got that written? Okay, now we're going to draw another triangle for our first example. So you've got a triangle. You've got A, B, C. So I've got triangle ABC. Now again, it doesn't matter how big, how small, doesn't really matter. Now we're going to draw our three medians. Okay? So again, I'm going to draw them in different colors. Mine hadn't gone off, so. But I've got my alarm set. So just a second, we'll go. So, go ahead and draw your three medians. Okay. There we go. So you should have your triangle that looks like this. Now, if you need to go to the bathroom, go quickly and quietly because I'm going to be adding to this triangle while you are gone. And we've got stuff to do. So if you need to go, go quickly and quietly because there are other classes